Well, good morning, guys. It is November the 1st. As you can tell, it is a blistery cold November morning. We're sitting back here where I normally sit this time of year just because of the rut. This is a really good rut stand, and we should be getting real close to the rut. Pre-rut activities have been going on for a little bit, so we're getting really close to the rut here. We got in a little late this morning, had some technical difficulties, but we finally got in the tree stand. Like I said, it's real cold. It's like 25, 26 degrees. Got a perfect wind back here. We're sitting right on the edge of a bedding area right here. We got cornfields out in front of us, food plot back over here, and acorns back over here. And we're just right on the edge of a bedding area. So it's a perfect spot for these bucks to cruise. So hopefully we can see some deer today and possibly get it done. That's the goal, possibly get it done. So we're sitting all day, so we're in here for 12 hours or whatever. So it's going to be a long day, but DeerCast says it's great. Says movement should peak in the middle of the day, so we're excited for that. It should be a good morning. I'm excited. Good day for that, rather. Well, it's been a slow morning. Real slow, guys. I ain't seen much. I ain't seen nothing. 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, I thought I heard a deer blow back in the bedding area. But it was like a not a normal deer blow. Like, normally when a deer blows, it's like very firm and loud. And it was almost like more like a deer cough. I guess it could have been a deer cough, but it sounded like that was back in the bedding area. Back here to my left, which is where I expect some deer to come from, but it is only November 1st, but then again, it is November 1st. This is the first big cold front of the year. Well, the first major cold front of the year. We've had some pretty good cold fronts, but this is the first cold front that it's been down into the 20s. I mean, it's cold, like, I don't know, I'm kind of just confused. I almost feel like it's one of those things where, you know, early afternoon, they might get up on their feet just because of cold morning. Maybe they're going to move later in the day. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm a big believer in the Drury Outdoors DeerCast app. This morning it said good. This evening it says great. So, hold up. Is that a deer tail right there? What the heck is that there? I don't know what that is. Looked like a deer flicked its tail down there. We're just going to keep sitting tight and hope something happens. I got so much confidence in this spot. I mean, this time of year it can happen, you know, in a minute and a half. It can happen in 30 seconds. All it is just the right buck to come cruising by. We got some deer jerky. Makes it kind of interesting to be eating deer jerky while you're hunting deer. I think I got a deer walking over here, down in one of these ravines right here. Not exactly sure, but it for sure sounds like it. Oh God, there's turkeys. There's turkeys down there. Can you hear that? strut. So guys, we got about 50 minutes, just right at about an hour left. That was pretty cool to see all those turkeys. I didn't expect to see that, obviously. That just makes me wonder though, because this past spring turkey season was awful. I probably hunted 7 days, and I stopped because I wasn't hearing any gobbling. We heard like maybe a gobbler a day, and it was way off in the distance that way, or way off that way, or we didn't hear any gobbling. So we were like, well, there ain't no turkeys here. And what I just saw, especially if that was a different group than my dad, there's a lot of turkeys right there, and about 20 of them were toms. So maybe this next spring will be good turkey hunting. Well, good morning, guys. It is November the 2nd. The rut is any day now from busting wide open. It's my best, probably the best rut stand. Most consistent rut stand. Even though yesterday was the first day I've sat here and didn't see a deer. Every time I sit here, I normally see a deer, except for yesterday. Knock on wood. See what happens. Hopefully we see some deer today. Yesterday was slow. I sat all day. It was slow. I don't know if I'm going to do that today or not, but hopefully if there's good movement, I will sit all day. But if it wasn't for those turkeys yesterday would have been terrible. Guys, I just looked over here. We got some turkeys on this ridge. Just stood up to look in that food plot. There's some turkeys over on this ridge. See if I can call them in. Tell you guys what, I have seen so many turkeys the last 2 days. Like 34, 35 yesterday, and I think there was about 16 or 17 in that group. Yesterday they were all they all had beards except for like 6 or so. There was only like 6 hens. And in that group, I don't even think I saw a beard. I think they were all hens. That's a lot of turkeys. I don't think I've ever seen. I think yesterday was the most turkeys I've ever seen at one time, and then that's a lot of turkeys between 2 days. Alright, y'all. We just got set up this evening. sitting over a food plot tonight. I elected not to go back where I hunted this morning, back in that good rut area, just because I haven't seen too many deer. I haven't seen any deer, and normally it's a good rut stand, and I'm thinking maybe it's just a little too early, so we're gonna let it sit. I'm not gonna go back there and, mess it all up, so we're gonna let it sit. We're gonna probably go back there next weekend. Next weekend will be like November, what'll that be, like November 8th or so they should be rutting pretty good next weekend, so we're gonna go back there next weekend. Tonight, I elected to sit on a food plot. We're gonna go on a doe mission. We're gonna try and take out a mature doe tonight. Obviously, if we see a mature buck, we're gonna take a crack at him too. But tonight, we're gonna try and take out a mature doe, one that's older. Maybe he's not breeding anymore, just to be able to put some meat in the freezer. Still make sure I can actually shoot a deer, and mostly mental there, and just be able to take out a deer and help the food population, or help the deer population. It's always good to take out some does and help out your adult sex ratio for your buck to doe ratio. So we're gonna try and take out a good old mature doe tonight. Hopefully we see one. We're sitting in a food plot, so chances are pretty high. We got our fingers crossed. We're just gonna sit tight. Hopefully we can at least see some deer, maybe get a crack at shooting a big doe. I at least want to see some deer. I don't care what they are. I need to make sure there's still deer on this property, because I haven't seen a deer in a long time. I've seen one deer this season, and I've seen about 60 turkeys. So between my dad and I, we've seen pretty close to 70 or 80 turkeys between the last 2 days. He saw some more this morning. He saw 2 groups yesterday. I saw 2 groups, or he saw a group yesterday and a group today, so he's seen 2 groups in the past 2 days, and I've seen 2 groups in the past 2 days. So